Right guys, I'm Phil, I'm joined by the PDC star Carl Anderson, and we're going to have an up close and personal chat. Carl, thanks for joining us.
No problem, Phil. I'm looking forward to it. Back end of the year, the world's coming up.
Business end of the season for you guys now.
It's a main one we look forward to, and just hoping to get through and do some good damage.
Cool, before we go there, we're going to take you back now. 14, 15 months ago, we're going to start a bit of a motion roller coaster here for you. As most darts fans will know, you missed last year's Worlds for reasons that weren't your fault, but we'll go back to that in a minute. That first moment when, after playing on the Euro Tour, when you couldn't get back in the UK, what was that feeling like?
I think I played Kim in that tournament once. I think I lost I think I got a hiding from Kim. I went backstage and I cried, because to me I thought that was my last dart I threw in European soil.
Yeah.
Went back, went home after that, we sat down with Mac and we went through things and sort of about what we could do. At the time I had some money saved up, then I think that was right, and then we just tried to get through it, and we found out it was going to be a very much pricing experience.
I was going to say, from there obviously you still had commitments, so you went and stayed with Yella for a little bit and in Ireland, so you could obviously do the Grand Prix and everything like that. I suppose that not knowing at that time was an absolute nightmare for you.
It was the uncertainty of what would happen. It's out of your hand, it's out of your thing, but you can't really think of it at the time, but I still had a job to do.
Yeah, no, I'm very much agreed. So then moving on, obviously you missed the Players' Championship. When you missed that, did you know that you were going to miss the Worlds, or were you still hopeful at the time?
I was still hopeful. You always hold on to that grasp that you can get to where you want to get, and the Worlds is the one that you want to play in. If you could choose one of the year that you play in, the Worlds to me is the one that I want to play in. I was holding on to everything. Everything I had, I wanted to get back for the Worlds. And then when we found out, they said, the Players' Championship, you're pulling out of that, which was, I wasn't okay with it, but you had to make do what was with it. And then they said, you've got until Monday to get your thing sorted. And so when they said that was pretty much me, well, I'm missing the World Cup.
So I can only imagine what that feeling was like, knowing that you're going to miss the pinnacle of your sport through no fault of your own.
I suppose I bought Sky TV back home, the equivalent, which was Foxtel, and I thought that I'll get so the family can watch it back home, and then I ended up watching it myself on TV. So
was that hard to watch it back home, knowing that you should have been there and someone was there by default in your spot?
To be honest, yes and no. I mean, it was early morning, so it wasn't primetime TV for us. So I wasn't waking up watching it on TV as soon as I get up, and it was 2, 3, 4, 5 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah.
So I was up. You do your middle of the night toilet break, and you come in, turn TV on, and watch some darts.
Check the score, see who's doing what.
Probably the only match I did watch right through were Corey's.
Yeah.
To see how it went, and after that, just switched off and went to bed.
Fair one. As I say, it can't be nice watching it, knowing that you should be there is the thing.
Yeah, if you want, there was times when I watched it and thought, I should have been there. It should have been me there. I could have hit that. I could have done that. But look, if you think about it, you just get more emotional. And I just thought, well, there's an off button. I pushed that, and that was it.
No, agreed. Obviously, I suppose in one respect, it was nice spending some time at home with your family, but not in those circumstances.
True. I got to be at home at Christmas for the first time in 4 years. So
yeah.
In that way, it was good, but. The money maker was the Worlds and didn't make any money, so that was a downfall for me.
No, great. And then obviously moving forward, January, you got clearance that your visa had been granted. That must have been a massive relief for you.
Well, I think it was Boxing Day. I got a phone call from Max saying you need to go to Brisbane tomorrow. I said, well, I live 8 hours drive from Brisbane. The flight to Brisbane would be about 300, 400 quid before I return. I said, I ain't got that money in my bank at the moment. I threw it all on the visa. And he goes, well, can you pay half? And I'll pay half. I said, easy. I've got points enough to get down there. I just need a thing. So I flew down for a day. Got down there about 9 o'clock in the morning. The interview was about, I think it was 12:30, 1:45. So I went in. I said to the lady, I had no interview, handed her paperwork over, and she goes, okay, we'll get back to you. So I was like, well, isn't there supposed to be an interview? She goes, no, you hand paperwork over, and we'll try to an independent person and go from there.
That must be harsh, not knowing what's going to happen from there. It's out of your hands then.
Yep, so everything I was going down prepared to say, like, you go into an interview, any interview, you rehearse what you're going to say, what you're going to do. I went in and she goes, no, we don't handle it. It goes to someone else, and then we'll send your passport and then back to you with a decision. And in the end, we got the decision back, and the first one was a no. And then again, we got another. What was it? We got another interview fast track. It was a couple of days later. The same things I handed in, everything else was handed in, and we got yes.
That's crazy.
It's very crazy.
It's a crazy system how one can say no and one can say
exactly
yes when nothing's changed over like in that 2 weeks. Nothing's changed.
Exactly right. I walked in there and I thought to myself, well, either this is the end of your career, start doing your CV up and start going back to work. That's how close I was to actually just putting the dance to the side and not touching it again.
So having your life and your fate in someone else's hands, I can only imagine what that felt like for that time period.
I can just think of it now. Just imagine if it didn't come through.
Well, we wouldn't be saying no, that's for sure.
Exactly.
Which is great. And obviously, you got the green light. You came back to the UK. Was it strange at first? Was there a little bit of ring rust there, not having played competitively for a while?
I didn't play at all. I could say to anybody else, I didn't play at all. I put the darts down as soon as I got home in November. I didn't throw a dart until I got back on the exhibition stage in what was the end of January.
In January, beginning of February.
I didn't throw a dart, and I came back to UK Open qualifiers and got to the quarterfinals on the first day. To myself, all I wanted to do was to get through the first round.
Yeah.
And, I forgot who I played. I played somewhere else. So just let me get through the first round, and then that's it. We'll see how we go from there. Because once you get your first win under your belt, your confidence comes back. And I got through the first, second, third, got to the quarters. And it was, it was just, well, there you go. You've pretty much got yourself into the UK Open now. Just build on it.
That's like riding the bike. You almost never forget, do you? You never forget how to throw a dart. It's just that little bit of rust that comes back quickly.
That's it. I suppose like when you don't ride a bike for a couple of years, your bum gets sore after riding a bike, and after you don't throw darts for a couple of months, your arm gets sore. So it was pretty much the same thing. And as you say, get back on it and throw as you did, and did. Obviously,
from there, your years got better and better and better. You've risen up the rankings, which is obviously great. Probably the highlight of the year, we have to touch on it, was Auckland winning your maiden PDC television title, which obviously in your, I wouldn't say home country, but home region, obviously the Oceanic region, must have been an amazing feeling, winning it.
I'll tell you what it was. To be fair, I don't know what it was. It was a Players' Championship before. I won the Players' Championship a week before that game. I went to Auckland, I hadn't been practicing, and I sat down in the corner and I said, look, come on, we haven't thrown for a week or so, let's go have a couple of throws on the board. And we both averaged about 110 in the practice, best of 11, but we had about 3 sets in a row. So it was about 110, and Mac was sitting there pushing buttons and he goes, the boys, and it's on fire. So we went for dinner, came back about 10 o'clock at night, thought, if it stays like it is, we'll do it again. So we played again 10 o'clock at night, and it was 86, 87 averages, so we thought, well, okay. And then Rod Harrington made a comment on TV saying that, the boys were practicing last night and he was happy with what we saw. That was the second round he saw. He didn't see the first bit, and we played brilliantly. So we played that, and then next thing we know, we got the draw out, and we got the 2 hardest draws of the first round.
Well, I'd say you played Gary in arguably the game of the tournament in the first round.
Mm-hmm. And Corey had Peter Wright as well. So you're looking at both on paper, they were both the hardest in what the field were there. And I just said to myself, it's throwing okay, just keep up with Gary. If you get some shots, just take them. And the first leg, I remember it was 125, 180, I think it was, and I left 56 after 9, thinking I'll come back for a shot, and Gary takes that 138. So the tone was set for that game.
Yeah.
Then I thought to myself, just keep throwing the way you are. If you lose 6-0 throwing this way, then there's nothing to be heard about.
Right.
And then I started hitting doubles, getting shots, and I started taking them up.
Obviously, touching on it, you played Corey in the final. Was it easier or harder playing a countryman and a stablemate, obviously, because you're both under the same management company? Was that easier or harder in the build-up to the final?
The truth about it, to tell you the truth, Phil, when I played Corey, I said to myself, let him fire you in the first couple of sessions. Let him go as hard as he can, because you know he's going to come out and just smash it. And in the end, I was 4-1 down, which could have been 5-0. Yeah. It could have been 5-0. The other boy came out playing 180, 60, 180 in the first leg. There was nothing you could do about it. No. So after the first session, I said, look, at least get back to 6-4 or something like that. And I had a chance to go up 6-4 in that match. And after that, I made a little cheeky joke to Corey in between. And I said to him, you're starting to miss double, son. And then he started missing more. I didn't mean it by any chance of being psychological or anything. I just had a joke with him on stage. And he started missing double.
Those jokes, we see that on TV, those jokes, as players are walking off, as long as it's a well-tempered game, there's always a little bit of banter between players. So that's common, is the thing.
We said before the match even started, he goes, because pretty much all the focus was on Corey and his shirt. Yeah. What they reckon that he was playing out against Phill. And he comes back and he goes, "Oh, man, if I do this to you, you're not going to get angry, are you?" I said, "I couldn't care what you do, man." And I said, "We're just out there playing darts, let's put a show on." And that's what we did.
Cool, and that's obviously you made the TNE title amazing. You've come back, and again, it's just got better and better. Almost in the top 16 in the world now.
Look, it's one of the goals. But realistically, I want to be top 20. We got close to it. Then Rob's cross run, Darren Webster's run, all them boys getting up top, playing well. Fair play to them. They pushed me down a couple of spots again, but I've got to get back on and try to get back to that top 20.
The thing is that obviously, like you mentioned, there's players in front of you that are defending a lot of money on the ranking where you're not in relation to them. So
it's just, we'll see how we go. Darts is a funny game. You can play brilliant one day and play like an absolute dog the next. So let's just see how it goes. I'm not banking on people playing bad. I just want to see what I can do, get too far up and go and get mine there.
Brilliant. Obviously, from there, we're going to talk this year's Worlds. The draw's out. Thoughts on the first round draw for yourself?
Peter Jakes, tough.
He played very well at Minehead.
Tough. There's nothing else to say. He's tough. He's a rugged player. He does what he does. He does nothing faces him. Look, I'm looking forward to the challenge. I played Peter once before. I played one against Peter before, and he still took me out. So I'm looking forward to it, mate. It's on TV. It's not a race to six. It's a set match. There's breaks in between. There's a lot of stuff that can go on for each players. But look, I'm ready for my game and I'm looking forward to it.
Good. Also, we're going to touch on it because I know it's been on social media a lot. The PDC Prep for 2018. 1, would you like to play in it? And 2, have you thought about it?
1 and 2, both answers are yes.
Yeah.
I'd love to play in it. I thought about it, yes. Everyone's come up and said you should be in it. I don't say yes to things until it's been put to paper. I'd love to play in the Premier League, just play in front of the crowds and just do what I do, and just hit my 80s and score big. Yeah, that's what the crowd want to see. That's what they want to hear, and just to hear 10,000 people just scream when the 180 goes in, that'll be a memory in itself. But just think of it: you're travelling, playing darts in front of big mob people, and it's not in front of hometown players. It's in front of hostile crowds like Scotland and Holland as well.
It's a global audience now. Obviously, we've got Rotterdam, we've got Dublin. This year, we're going to Berlin for the Premier League as well. It's now becoming a global sport. Darts.
So it's going to be massive. And look, to be part of it, I'd love to be part of it, but to me, I've got to pull my finger out and play well at the World, and that's just being truthful.
Yeah, no, agreed. Obviously, didn't have the best Players' Championship finals. Was that a massive disappointment to you going into it?
It was disappointing. I knew I was playing well, but I just missed doubles. When you miss doubles, you can't be angry with anybody but yourself. So what I did, I went back to my room, sat down for a bit, contemplated, thought about what I did wrong, and just watched it back on YouTube and thought, well, these are the spots where you've got to pick up.
Cool. Obviously, from that disappointment, has your practice routine changed going into the Worlds, or is it still the same?
Still the same. Everyone knows me. I'm ready to practice. I get up and throw 3-4 hours before the event happens. If you can't get warm within the first 4 hours of that, then you've got something wrong with you. I'm ready for it. I'm ready for the World. It's been a good long 2 years. I missed out last year. I just want to get back. Playing the Adipati at that stage I loved. I hit 9 data. That made me. The World's made me pretty much. So I want to get back and just play well then.
Obviously, just one last one after the Worlds. I bet you can't wait to go home to see the family briefly, can you?
Look, it's more work when I get back home as well. I've got a 3.5 week tour in Queensland, so I'm looking forward to that. It's going to be up and down the coast, and it's going to be brilliant. It's going to be a second Christmas for my boy. I don't get to have Christmas apart from last year with him, so I'm going to take some stuff home. Got a couple of Build-A-Bears that I've brought for him and sorted out, so I hope he looks forward to it and everything he gets he likes.
Cool, that's great, Carl. Thanks very much for joining us. Always a pleasure to speak to you.
Cheers.
Good luck at the World.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers, folks. Thanks very much for joining us. I'm Phil. That's Carl, and we'll see you again soon. Cheers.
Bye.